Anyway, there's been a longer debate between 4-string, as demonstrated by Sparkle here, also known as the Missus, and the church bass, which has 5 strings. They're both Stingrays. There's quite a bit of difference between these two models. This is like a 2015 model, and this one is their newest edition. I gotta clean the fingerprints off of this. Anyway, so the debate. Which one's right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 string basses. Which one do you need? Right? I'm a 4-string guy. That's just my personal preference. I like the smaller neck profile. I like being able to run around. But there's a caveat. If I was playing in a orchestral bass, like an orchestra theater, I should say, where they're using electric instruments, a lot of that type of music is actually written with a lower key register in mind. So this is where things get really fun. My 4-string bass would not be able to go down to that range. It's just not going to happen. The 5-string bass is tuned in B, right? So as opposed to E being its lowest, it's actually an octave lower than this, right? Way low. I'm not quite sure exactly the hertz on it, but I know it's somewhere around 30-ish or lower, right? Lowest for a 6-string is 41.5 hertz for a 4-string with the E there, right? A lot of theatrical stuff is written on a piano. Pianos have a lower key register than most stringed basses. That's just one of the cool features with pianos. So for that type of stuff, you need a B. Sometimes if you're in a cover band that covers a band that plays much lower, right? Like let's say you're in a Korn cover band or a Disturbed cover band, all of those guys tune even lower than the typical 5-string. And you'll see their strings, start flopping around. This is actually where you can go up to a 7-string bass and acquire an even lower big string if you don't want your string tension to be all wonky and stuff like that and flopping around on your instrument, right? There's a reason why you wouldn't want wonky flopping strings, and the reason why is because you don't want a lot of fret buzz. You don't want your strings being so loose that they're just constantly buzzing against your frets. So you get an even lower tuned instrument, a lower tuned bass with more strings on it to have better string tension. You're still reaching the same extreme low notes, but without your strings flopping on the fretboard, and it also increases the sustain of your notes. If they're flopping, they're losing energy because they're trying to transfer energy into the frets and neck of your bass, and then your sustain goes down really, really fast. Higher string tension generally means usually greater sustain, right? So 4-string, 5-string, depends on what you're doing. 6-string, I usually see with the jazz guys. The jazz guys are usually really big on that because it increases their range higher, right? Usually the way I tune my 6 strings is I tune them B to B because I tend to like to follow the guitar player's patterns. Some guys tune them B to C. That's fine as well. But the idea is it puts some more notes under your hands so that you don't have to shift. You can literally just go right up through the note scale. Same thing with the 5-string. You want lower frequencies, but it also puts more notes to play in position under your hand. Again, I like 4 strings. I like the way they feel. Now there's a cheating to this. If you need to get the lower register, right? You can make a baritone bass. I know. Mind-blowing. The idea is that you take a 4-string bass, typical standard 4-string, and instead of putting E, A, D, G, it's like drop tuning your bass, right? Drop tuning means that you tune your strings lower. Usually it's drop D, you'll tune E, A, D, G, and then this string will actually be tuned in D. That was very popular in the 90s. But, you can get a different pack of strings, reset the bass, redo the nut, and turn it into a baritone bass where it's just the bottom 4 of your 5-string, right? You don't have the G string, you just have your D, your A, your E, and your B strings. If you're looking for a baritone bass, it ends up giving you the same range as a same feels 4-string, because it is, but the lower register of a 5-string. You can also do that if you're insane and you really need the lowness. You can also do that a little bit down to, I believe the other string is G, which would be, you drop your G and D, and then you end up with, your A, E, B, G. How useful would that be? I don't know. If you're in a particularly heavy band, or a band that really likes low frequencies, like almost inaudible, then I guess that works too. Also note that when you go that low, speakers are actually going to start having a very hard time playing your fundamentals. Fundamentals are the sustained note you're actually playing, like A, but you'd be an octave lower than that. Holy crap. But anyway, 5-string, 4-string, 6-string, which one's better? They're tools, whatever you're using it for. Anyway, love you all, and have fun. Bye.